The movie begins with a narration explaining the dire circumstances of Earth in the year 2307. The planet has been plunged into a new ice age due to drastic climate change, rendering the surface uninhabitable. Humanity has been forced to live underground in order to survive the extreme cold. The focus then shifts to the creation of humanoid robots, designed to assist in the harsh conditions on the surface. These robots are engineered to withstand the extreme cold and perform tasks that humans can no longer handle. Then we see the humanoids attacking humans. Bishop, an elite soldier, is preparing for a mission. Bishop's mission is to track down and eliminate a rogue humanoid robot that has escaped from an underground colony. He saw the humanoid and fired, shooting it in the head. Bishop is having a troubling flashback. He begins breaking the glass table in the dimly lit lounge. Soldiers rush in and find Bishop lying on the ground. They help him to his feet, but he attacks them, prompting them to use a teaser on him. Bishop lies on his bed, troubled by past events. General Trajan enters and starts a tense conversation about Bishop's future and his past oath on Spartan 7. Bishop resists returning to duty, feeling his commitments were broken long ago. Trajan expresses sympathy for the loss of Bishop's wife, Mara, and reveals that their child, believed dead, was taken by the rogue robot, Ash 393, from Mara's womb. He explains this was hidden to prevent panic and shows Bishop footage of the attack. Trajan tells Bishop his child is still alive and offers a chance to find Ash 393 and rescue his daughter. Bishop underwent various training and examinations to get back on duty. He dressed up and armed himself. Ishmael approached Bishop, asking why he hadn't sought his help. After a brief conversation, Ishmael shook Bishop's hand and informed him that his team was waiting for him. The team gathers for a briefing with General Trajan, who explains that ASH-393, the most advanced humanoid robot with full AI, has led a rebellion and committed numerous crimes, now hiding in Death Zone 714 after shutting down Reactor 12 and killing 28 people. Trajan mentions a previous failed mission in subarctic conditions and warns about the limited effectiveness of their isogel suits. Amidst tense discussions and crude jokes, Bishop takes over, detailing their weapons and modifications to counter the Death Zone's magnetic field, and orders additional rifles, ammunition, and thermal grenades, impressing Trajan with his preparation. The team boards their truck and heads out on their mission. As they drive, they spot a figure in the distance and prepare to engage. Kix mans the machine gun, ready to fire. As they approach, they see the figure squatting. Bishop gives a warning over the PA system, identifying himself as Commander Bishop of the Spartan 7 humanoid command and issuing a series of warnings and commands. The squatting figure begins to move, and Kix asks for permission to shoot. Bishop denies the request, emphasizing that they do not know who the figure is. They decide to approach on foot. Suddenly, the figure who is Ash 393 starts to move. Kix begins shooting, but Bishop orders her to stop. The team exits the truck and approaches the area. Suddenly, Subutai is pulled into a pool of crude oil by Ash 393. Bishop rushes to help but is unable to save Subutai. Amidst the chaos, their truck explodes, adding to the dire situation. Bishop tells the team they won't leave without finding Ash 393 and stresses the need to reach the edge of the Death Zone where emergency tools are located. Determined, the team pushes forward despite the setbacks. The team reaches an abandoned building and enters with their guns drawn. They split up to search the area. El Hata discovers a man slumped over a table and approaches to investigate, finding that the man is not breathing. He suggests to Kix that they take a double sample, but suddenly the man springs to life and attacks El Hata. The others hear the commotion and rush to help. The man continues his ferocious assault, biting the soldiers. El Hata manages to stab the attacker from behind, and Bishop stabs him from the front. Despite their efforts, the man rises again, and Kix finally shoots him, neutralizing the threat. They take a blood sample and realize the attacker is a mutated humanoid, specifically a Sammy 697H model. With this knowledge, they pick up the injured Ishmael and continue their journey. The team navigates through another building. Bishop steps outside to contact General Trajan, reporting their situation. They lost their truck, Subutai is dead, and they fought off mutated humanoids. Trajan asks if Ash 393 Ruby was among them, but Bishop confirms it wasn't, though they collected a sample. Trajan insists on finding and eliminating Ash-393. Bishop requests an urgent evacuation for the injured Ishmael, repeatedly calling for help as the connection with Trajan fades. Bishop returns and informs the team that an electromagnetic storm is approaching. He stresses the urgency, stating that they must move now if they want to capture Ash-393. Bishop reassures Ishmael that the collection team will arrive in the morning and that his priority is to stay warm until then. Bishop, Kix, and El Hata then leave to continue the mission. The team continues walking through the snow and reaches a forest. They spot a figure with glowing eyes standing in the distance. The figure moves quickly and Kix and El Hata attempt to shoot it, but their guns stop working. Bishop reminds them that no weapons function in the death zone. Kix pulls a knife and starts running towards the figure, with Bishop and El Hata following her. As she runs, Kix trips over a body and instinctively starts stabbing it, only to realize it is Bill Carson, another soldier. They take Carson's body to give him a proper burial. Later that night, the team starts a fire and gathers around it. El Hata asks Kix why she always reads the same book. Kix explains that it teaches about the importance of racial purity and resistance, claiming that mutants must be exterminated for humanity to survive. Bishop counters, arguing that humanity itself is to blame for the current state of the world, not God or humanoids. Kix and Bishop have a heated exchange about responsibility and survival. Bishop then assigns Kix to the first guard shift, suggesting she can enjoy her book while on duty. Bishop dreams of following a little girl in a cave. He wakes up to Kix urgently telling him there's something in the woods. They spot a figure moving quickly, and El Hata follows. He confronts the figure, which happened to be Ash-393, and engages in a fight, resulting in El Hata being heavily injured. Kix and Bishop arrive just in time to see El Hata take his last breath. Kix and Bishop continue their search for Ash-393. Bishop attempts to kill Ash-393 with a bow, but misses. Frustrated and angry, Kix confronts Bishop, leading to a physical altercation. During the fight, Bishop accidentally breaks Kix's arm. Enraged, Kix walks away, leaving Bishop alone to continue the mission. Bishop spots Ash-393 climbing an ice wall and decides to follow. As he climbs, falling ice knocks him down, causing him to pass out. He dreams of a little girl in a cave and fights for humanoids in his vision. A woman named Atke finds Bishop unconscious and pulls him to her house on a stretcher, trying to warm him up. While unconscious, Bishop dreams of Mara and their wedding day. Atka manages to wake him and introduces herself. Bishop learns he was out for a long time and that his leg wound is healing. Atka mentions they are in Quanic's house and that Quanic, who had been waiting for him, has died. Bishop insists on continuing his mission, stating he needs to find someone. Atke warns him about the dangers of the death zone and reveals that Ash-393, whom she describes as having blood as black as coal, believes Bishop to be dead. Bishop explains that Ash-393 stole something precious, his daughter. Atka initially thinks the child is one of the humanoids, but Bishop pleads for her help, explaining that his life means nothing without his daughter. Bishop and Atka venture onto the ice. Atka shares Quanic's belief that the era of humans, red blood, will end, and mutants, black blood, will rise. Quanic, who lived 143 years, predicted many events, including the incurability of black blood. Atka senses Ash-393 nearby. Despite Atka's warning that it's like a ghost hunt, Bishop insists on continuing. He argues that a mind is a soul, but Atka, having seen the killings, suggests suicide might be better. Undeterred, Bishop asks Atka to guide him if she's afraid. Atka explains they need to find Cage, a dangerous fighter with many weapons, living 4 days' walk inside the death zone. Bishop and Atke arrive at Cage's house, where a woman named Sarah opens the door, informing them that Cage is out. She tries to close the door, but Bishop forces it open and they enter the house. Inside, Bishop quickly realizes Sarah is a humanoid and demands to know where she came from. Cage then appears, pointing a gun at Bishop. Atka tries to calm Cage by explaining that Bishop is a friend. Bishop overpowers Cage, taking his gun, and threatens him with Sarah. Faced with no other option, Cage agrees to help Bishop in his quest. Cage introduces himself as Sergeant Ulysses H. Cage, Spartan 3, retired after 30 years of service. He scoffs at the idea of Spartans retiring, stating they either die as heroes or live as cowards. He challenges Bishop to put down his gun and test his bravery. Bishop Bishop questions why Cage ran away at the time of his promotion. Cage explains that it came down to him, with 30 years of field experience and a young academy graduate with artificial intelligent implants, there could only be one. Cage reveals his disdain for General Trajan, who became the new commander, while Cage was cast aside. Cage bitterly recalls how Trajan always managed to rise through the ranks by currying favor with superiors. The four set out together, with Cage leading them to a place where the humanoids were likely to be. Cage goes ahead to act as bait. Kix suddenly appears and pulls a gun on Cage. Sarah tries to intervene, but Atka stops her. Kix shoots Cage and Bishop then shoots Kix. Sarah rushes to Cage as he lies dying. Kix wakes up, realizing the bullet didn't penetrate because it was stopped by her book, Mein Kampf. Ash 393 arrives and attacks Bishop, overpowering him. Kix intervenes, repeatedly hitting Ash 393, but another humanoid captures her. As Kix insults him, the humanoid strangles her and then takes her heart out, killing her. Ash 393 turns to Bishop, eating Kix's heart while talking, then strangles Bishop. Bishop wakes up in the cave from his dreams and sees the little girl asking if she's his daughter. Ash 393 arrives, sending the girl away to talk privately. Ash 393 explains he made a promise to Mara, who was his creator, and that she was killed by Trajan, not him. He reveals humanoids can reproduce, which Mara kept secret. Ash 393 gives Bishop a necklace with a holographic message from Mara. In it, she apologizes, admitting she feared for Bishop's life and learned the truth too late. She acknowledges that humanoids have souls and deserve freedom, urging Bishop to release them. Bishop arrives as Ash 393 and Aluxia are talking. Aluxia mentions a mythical place in the west where the ice melts, but those who sought it never returned. Ash 393 reveals Mara promised to show him the way to this place, Selegna Sol, before she died and hid the coordinates in his DNA. Despite the danger of Trajan sending Spartans to hunt them, Ash 393 believes they can reach Selegna Sol. Bishop told Ash 393 Trajan is hunting him. Ash 393 suggested that they fake his death. He then showed him a clone he made of his own and told Bishop to rake the body to Trajan. Ash 393 offered to go with him to deliver the body, but Bishop dictated to take the body align and made Ash 393 promise to take Aluxia to Selegna Sol. Bishop drags Ash 393's body across the ice and exits the death zone, reactivating electronics. He contacts General Trajan and reports the mission accomplished, with Ash 393's body in a sack. Trajan praises him, but asks about other humanoid hideouts. Bishop refuses to cooperate, leading Trajan to threaten to extract information from his neuro implant. Bishop accuses Trajan of murdering his wife, Mara, due to her scientific ambitions regarding humanoid reproduction, which Trajan deems a capital offense. Bishop vows revenge, but soldiers arrive and surround him. Trajan orders them to check the body, confirming it is Ash 393. As Trajan demands the coordinates, Bishop walks back into the death zone. Ishmael and two others appear, and the soldiers' guns fail to work. Ishmael shoots the soldiers, and Bishop blows up the bridge. He then went to Ishmael and greeted him, telling him he is happy he is alive. The movie concludes with all the humanoids walking towards Selegna Sol, as Bishop narrates a message to Mara, telling her they have finally freed the humanoids.